Assalamualaikum everybody. This is Nazeya Qhan, Head Corporate Communications, CEO Club Pakistan and Management House. And for CEO Club, as you all know, I'm proud to say that CEO Club is the think tank for corporate world of Pakistan. And for this Coffee with CEO session, मुझे लगता है अब मुझे बताने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. We do feature the success stories of Pakistan, the entrepreneurial success stories of Pakistan. हम आपके पास वो सारी कहानियाँ लेके आते हैं जो आपको सिखाती हैं कुछ नहीं से सब कुछ तक का सफ़र. And here I am very glad to have a very young, smart and dynamic entrepreneur from US who is bringing technology from US to Pakistan.
Yes.
CEO of Salesforce ही मैं कहूँगी because you are bringing sales from US to Pakistan.
Yes.
CEO of Plum Logix, Shoaib Chaudhary. How are you, Shoaib?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
CEO Club was in World Economic Forum 2 years back now because of Corona. We were not present this year. So we found a very big banner of Salesforce there.
Yes.
So would you please tell us what is Salesforce?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for having me here, first of all. Salesforce basically is a rapidly growing cloud-based company. They are the pioneer in the concept of cloud. Even before the Amazon and other big giants start jumping into this race, they are the one founder or pioneer, I would call it, Mark Benioff, who actually left the Oracle and started this company. Primarily it helps the businesses to digitally transform. And I'll go into more detail as you ask the question.
So Plum Logix. So how old is this Plum Logix here in Pakistan?
Yeah, we incorporated about 4 years ago, and in USA our relationship with Salesforce really goes back to employee number 6 of Salesforce. But we want to bring that experience and knowledge to our Pakistani customers and worldwide customers obviously as well.
Will you be telling us the incorporation or importance of Salesforce worldwide to tell us the Pakistanis how important is Salesforce why the world is opting for Salesforce?
Absolutely, yeah. Salesforce, as I mentioned earlier, is the fastest growing SaaS-based enterprise level company in the history of the SaaS or enterprise software. They already crossed the SAP valuation. And the reason for that tremendous growth, even throughout the COVID, is the CEOs and the business people, they want a visibility. They want a visibility of their teams, they want to meet the KPIs, and they want to compete effectively in this new era of post-COVID, I would say, where people are not present at one place, but at the same time they need to achieve their goals and they need to be measured. And like there's a great saying, if something is measured, that's delivered, right? It's done. So that's Salesforce is a tool, it enables these CEOs to measure and then deliver. So that's why I think almost 90% of Fortune 1000 companies are already customer of Salesforce.
While I was Googling and browsing when you were about to come, so it was written over there that 100 Fortune companies have opted this Salesforce.
Including Uber and KFC, all the big names, all the brands I can talk about all day long. Probably,
All right.
Yes.
So when I was about to, because I was supposed to conduct your interview, but I wasn't able to find anyone else here in Pakistan who have, other than you, who is doing this Salesforce here in Pakistan. So that means there is no one else doing Salesforce other than you?
There are some companies here, good companies. They have Salesforce expertise. What differentiate us?
But are they not authorized or what?
Probably their consulting partner. We are the only authorized reseller of Salesforce.
All right.
Yes,
so
in
you
Pakistan.
Please elaborating. What does this mean? Authorized resellers?
That means say a customer want to buy licenses, right? In past, they had to go to Salesforce Singapore or US. They had to acquire license in US dollars. Now, because this setup, they can transact with us in PKRs with a local team and local contracts. They will do all the contracts with us, basically, and they can get the local support as well. And all. So this is really like a local presence, basically. That's all you're really looking for right now, because customers want to invest in companies. They provide local support and the local currency. They don't want to deal with inflation and all the dollars conversion up and down. So that was my passion, to bring the Salesforce like in real term and local market. So that was
So
my
this
key.
means if as a customer I'm dealing with Plum Logix,
Yeah.
so this means I'm indirectly dealing with the Salesforce International.
Yes.
So that's the advantage for dealing with an authorized dealer.
Correct. Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
Shoaib, why don't you tell us, you are a Pakistani, you went to US definitely, so how you ended up with this Salesforce thing, aap kaise aa gaye, and then how you thought of bringing Salesforce back to Pakistan.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey.
Absolutely. Well, my journey really started back in '94 when I graduated. I started my career in Lahore Stock Exchange.
Okay.
Then that wasn't enough for me, and then I went for foreign studies, and then I studied business. I did my MBA over there and my bachelor's over there as well. I started with a Fortune 100 company, and then there's another big Fortune 100 company. I started as a finance person over there. Again, I wasn't satisfied, and it's, look, I want to go beyond. I want to do more. So I started. Technology was really taking off at that time, year 2000. So I learned .NET technology through the .NET directly, and I was very happy with that journey. And I supported very large client over there in United States with their digital transformation at that time. And later on, when we were trying to build a new ERP system, and then Salesforce employee number 6, like I said earlier, he recommended us, why don't you explore this platform? And then we tried that, and it looks really good. And we actually built our first app on Salesforce very early.
Which year?
I think 2007 or so.
2000 was the first time that you built this app with the name Salesforce.
2007. Yeah, we built that, and it's available on App Exchange. And later on, that was successful business for us. And however,
which year it became successful?
Yeah, it is like within like 3-4 years, it was successful.
2011 or 12.
Yeah.
Salesforce was acceptable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And providing that inventory management solution, demand planning on the platform. But we learned that there's with all of the experience that we have Salesforce platform, there was not enough professional service provider who provide top quality business experience plus Salesforce expertise combined, So we started, this Plum Logix in USA back 4 years back.
Ooh.
So I wanted to bring the whole experience and our expertise and the relationship that we have ecosystem. That's why Salesforce selected us as a reseller in Pakistan to grow the business, basically. So this is a quick journey.
Now moving forward, so you started Plum Logix 4 years back in Pakistan, and how much time back in US?
About same time.
Same time.
Yeah.
So 2 or 4 years back you came here in Pakistan, and after the tough journey of 2 years, pandemic came in.
Yeah.
So how you coped up with all that, a new business, new challenges, and then taming people and telling people about the new technology you was already suffering, and then the pandemic came in. So how you coped up with that?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I think a lot of CEOs will share the challenges they had to face in this new environment. It was tough earlier because for us, all the team was supposed to be present, and in our location, we were giving them training and investing in that, but all of a sudden this pandemic happened.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, and like, okay.
Oh.
So everybody had to go work remotely. The good part was that there was a good part that even before COVID, we were used to working remotely. There have been times that at IT industry, we had our experiences working remotely, and so we basically strengthened that, skill, and everybody had to go offline, work from home, and they continue work from them. And we did not stop the growth. Actually, a lot of companies, IT companies, as you know, they saw tremendous growth because in COVID, IT was the only lifeline. It could be for education, for the banking, for the medical. for shopping, for shoppers. It was the lifeline for everybody. So throughout the COVID, we continued to experience the growth, and we supported our customer to basically cope with the COVID effectively and also grow.
So pandemic was a positive shift?
Yeah, I would say. It's challenging for as a business to manage, but yeah, we were able to definitely help so many customers, even throughout the pandemic, even right now. We are helping the customers. Yeah.
So looking into the industry of Pakistan, there are lots of people who are very basic or conventional. I'm talking about the CEOs, or I'm talking about the industrialists, like when we look back into Sialkot or Multan or Faisalabad. There are lots of companies who are still into very basic accounting systems or into the record keeping systems. And then telling them about a new technology or into digital transformation, isn't it a very difficult job?
It is. I think it's a very difficult job. Before COVID, it was more difficult. But after COVID, it was an eye-opener for a lot of CEOs. Like, my God, these people were telling us about digital transformation, come online, do e-commerce, but they were not paying attention. Now they start realizing this is like a lifeline. Survival of the business depends on being digitally transformed, and a new way of doing business, a new way of delivering your service to your customer, delivering your products to your customer, new way of engaging with the customer. Like, experience is the focal point. Like, everybody want experience. Like Amazon in USA, you have one click, the product is literally delivered on your doorstep like next day. That experience that is a consumer have, they wanted that experience from every other I would say brand across the world, not just Pakistan. So they wanted that experience. So Salesforce enables that really for the brands to get closer to their customer. They learn more about their personal likes and then actually customize their products more close to what their needs are and deliver it virtually without being in person. That's something nobody have imagined in past. So yeah.
I guess it's it's a bit easier, not very, but it's a bit easier for Plum Logix to convince the multinational clients or the clients who do have exposure internationally to convince them for Salesforce stuff.
Yeah.
But do you plan anything for those conventional CEOs who are selling very basic things or who are not very literate, but they are having 5,000 or 7,000 employees, or are having yarn spindles factory, or selling some crops or stuff in some rural areas? You must be knowing that there are people doing amazing business in some backward areas and stuff.
Yes.
So do you think that there should be some programs for those people as well?
Yes.
Or
we do. We actually have. The Salesforce has seen these challenges all over the world. Like when
it's not only here for Pakistan or like for Asian community only.
It's across the world. We have worked with these kind of customers who are not like real time online all the time.
Yes.
So we have seen their challenges and we have solutions available. They can actually still leverage the platform and actually they can work offline. Whenever the internet is available, it gets synced to the central database. And the same way they can conduct the business. I know there's a customer, they are basically delivering new, I would say, the food for the animals, so to improve their product, and they wanted to have visibility of their sales team, right? So we work with them, and there are many examples like that. They can work in education sector, in healthcare sector, in manufacturing, financial services, social security, even
so many industries.
Yeah, even the government, NGOs, they are really learning about the platform, and they're coming online nowadays. So
I hope I'm not asking too many questions.
No, I'm fine.
My next question is, when I look into my neighboring country, India, they are known as one of the biggest IT exporters everywhere throughout worldwide. Yes, we are too good at two, but when we compare the figures, I guess there is a large, we can do a lot more as well. So what's your stance on that? Or how we can improve our figures, or how we can compete better, or what do you say about that?
That's a really good question. Actually, I had a first-hand experience once I engaged with the customers and local talent. 4 years ago. I saw so much potential. There's a need of more IT graduates, first of all, in Pakistan.
Oh, more, okay.
Oh yeah, a lot more. Right now, I believe we need to increase this number to 3 to 4 times whatever the current graduation rate is in IT sector. And that is the foundational, I would say, step. And second step is we need to also have infrastructures like IT, software parks, and I heard this government is taking some new initiative. I also raised my voice to the authorities, like, okay, we should provide the infrastructure, that world-class infrastructure, because when you are providing the services, IT has no product, right?
There is no
physical, you
can
can
say.
tangible. It's all in the clouds. It's a virtual. So when you need a talking to a customer across the world, you need a reliable connectivity, right? You may have to work in the time zone that customers are, right? You may have to learn their culture, their language, and all of those are important part of overall growth of the technology sector, I would say. So we need to invest in the training, the infrastructure, and also building our relationship with the customers. Mostly customers are, as you know, they are in Western countries. So we definitely increase our linkages over there. So I see a potential of $10 billion that,
$10 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think this still is not that challenging target. You can go beyond that. However, there's need for academia and the government and all stakeholders to work together, really. And it's exciting journeys. You create so much good jobs, high-paying jobs for middle class.
For middle class.
And I think in India, if you look at the example, they have used the IT to really uplift the middle class, right? You can help the construction and other areas for lower middle class maybe, or lower class, but for the middle class, you are providing a very quality jobs. And India have done it, we can do it too.
So moving to the next question, Pakistan is now listed on Amazon again as a seller. What's your stance? Can we retain it again, number one? And what is the advantage of that to the layman? Everybody was congratulating on all the social media handles. Wow, 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 we are again listed on Amazon. But what does it mean?
Yeah.
Why it's so good for us? Because we are able to sell internationally, or what?
Absolutely. Well, Amazon have proven as a world #1 e-commerce platform in USA. I have personal experience in ordering. I give you my example. My daughter, she does only. Right, she only want to order everything, the cat food or whatever, just 2 clicks and stuff is delivered on your door.
Done.
No need to go and shopping, no need for driver or anything, literally. So it's an amazing platform. Absolutely, all our Pakistani products should be listed, available to the customers. There is so much gap, I would say, between our manufacturers and also to the consumers and the world community. So that gap can be built through that platform. However, I would say that to the suppliers in Pakistan that Amazon is not easy platform to conduct business. They have high criteria. If you basically don't really support your customer properly, they can kick you out very easily, right? So something you have to pay attention. Yes, you are listed, you're excited, but you have to also deliver a top-notch customer to your customers, end customers. So that's what I would like to say, that is great news for Pakistan, but you have to learn how e-commerce works.
Sure. So you have spent a lot of your life there in US. Now you're back here in Pakistan, and now you're doing business there and here both.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us the 3 core competencies a CEO must have?
Yeah. First of all, I would say a passion. Right? Number one, if you don't have passion, if you don't love what you're trying to achieve, then nothing will work. The team, you cannot inspire the team. You should be able to, number one, have the passion and a great vision. And the vision should be something that you use every day to inspire your team. Like why we're doing this. There should be a higher cause beyond the profits, beyond the balance sheet. So if you can inspire your team, the team will work in one direction. And if you can do that, then I think you will be a great CEO. That's 2 things, passion, the vision, and a strong team. Team building is also a very strong element. And the final part is how you measure, the overall, how things are working, the KPIs I mentioned earlier during my discussion. If you do not have a good oversight how your business is doing, then and if you learn about that problems in your business like 6 months or 1 year down the line, it may be too late to change the direction. So CEO decisions are so critical. That's why I'm investing a lot of time in educating the CEOs how to conduct business in the new era, new world that we live in. So I think building a strong team, having a passion and a vision, and finally having the clear-cut KPIs, and you can measure them. If you have all of those, you could be a successful company. I have no doubt about that.
Now again, Mike, a question again with the keeping both US and Pakistan in mind is on women empowerment, and how much do you think, and how about the role of women there and here? Do you think that women are more women are working there and less women are working here, or is it like that now you think that now here the ratio of working women are same here and there?
No, it's a huge gap, definitely.
Huge gap.
Big gap, In US, a lot of women are like now CEOs and head of many large organizations. Yes, there is challenge. There is a movement that the more people, there should be diversity in the workforce. And Salesforce itself big believer in diversity, not just women, but equality and diversity is a big thing for us. And in Pakistan is catching up slowly. We as a CEO, as a company, are big believers in empowerment of women. I want more and more women to join our hand, to learn the technology skills and be part of the ecosystem. There's so many good jobs waiting for them, literally. And they can even manage these jobs. Even let's say they get married, they have kids, we can make our schedule workable for them. We can accommodate them. I give you an example, like in my office, we did not even have daycare. When I have recently, our marketing person joined us, he's like, I don't have a way to handle my kids. Like, no problem, we set up daycare, bring them over, So, I mean, that should not...
I would love to work for you too.
Absolutely. So, I would definitely like to encourage our young people out there, especially women, to learn the new technology skills and use this to help your families and help your career path, and we can be flexible, like I said earlier.
Tell me your secret of success.
As I said earlier, there should be a bigger goal, bigger personal vision that drives you every day, that helps you overcome so many challenges. Because building a business or running any successful organization is not an easy task, right? If you don't have the drive, a passion, a bigger vision, then you will give up that, right? So you need something that, and my personal vision is, if I want to share with you, is primarily to create so much good job opportunities across the world.
Across the world?
Across the world.
Again, it's a bigger vision.
Bigger vision. It started with Pakistan, obviously. I was born here. I definitely want to help the community, want to give back to my community. But at the same time, I want to create these jobs for different communities, especially communities that are underserved. I really want to help the women and other underserved communities to learn the new technologies and master that and really help their families. So that really drives me every day.
What is your idea of happiness, Shoaib?
I think that relates back to my earlier question. If you are achieving your goals, then you are happy. Money could not be the only factor. I think the happiness comes from if you're achieving your bigger goals and vision, then a happy family. And I think any CEO or any business leader need that, the family support.
How do you release your stress? So much IT, so much traveling, US, Pakistan, and so much to do.
Yeah.
How do you release your stress?
My kids, my family, they are the wonderful, my little daughter. When I go and play with her, I think all stress gone in like less than a few minutes. So,
so any message or advice for the CEOs who are the newcomers for the new incubators. There is a new trend of startups now, not here in Pakistan but internationally. That people, that the new kids out of university, they do set up the startups or the new. So, what advice would you like to give to those new CEOs or the startup people in the beginning?
I think there are two parts. One is being financially viable, right? That's the first part.
Viable.
Like if you are working hard to become a success, there are steps. Like step one is being financially viable, and that only can come when you have the customer buy-in from your product, that they love your product and they start talking about that product to their friends and family. That is the first step you have to achieve. And you have to work hard to get to that level. And once you are, financially viable, let's say you have a good funding available, that's the important part. Then the second part comes, I would say that's called transparency. As I mentioned earlier, have a KPIs. Like if you don't have lay down clear goals for your teams, there's no way you can measure. There's a saying that if you don't know your destiny, every road will take you there. So if you have clear goals laid out for your team and you can measure it, and I would definitely advise to young startups who are funded to explore the platform, because we are working with many startups in Pakistan who are just taking it off right now. They need a good platform for growth, and we could be their growth partner as well.
Before ending the session, while I was browsing or googling the company and stuff, I was able to see some very big names like Dow Hercules and Airlift that you are able to the Plum Logix are partner with. So I guess you are able to convince some of the big names. But you would like to tell the audience that the good big names which have opted the Salesforce.
We recently
technology?
we recently signed up with the Airlift. I think that was a smart decision by them, because they are taking off. They had to change the business model in the COVID. I think that was a very smart move. And there are some other brands in the Pakistan. I think I don't want to share all the names because of the NDAs. But I just want to share that this is the great time. I would say a tipping point for the companies to grow in the market, and if they lay a right foundation, they can grow not in Pakistan, they can grow internationally. You just mentioned earlier about Amazon, right? The Amazon provides you an access to sell to the world, so we can integrate through the Amazon as well. So I think this is the right time to truly take advantage of technology as available to disposal of the big CEOs. Even small companies or large companies, they can all really benefit from this digital transformation and through our partnership.
So thank you so much, Shoaib Chaudhary. It was pleasure knowing you, and it was pleasure knowing Salesforce as well.
Sure.
And what I have learned from today is that there is a great potential in IT industry. How much $1 million you said?
$10 billion.
$10 billion potential we have in IT industry. So I would like to push all entrepreneurs to please invest in IT. And then what other thing I have learned from Shoaib is the passion. The passion he had in 1990 when you moved to US.
94, yes.
94. He carried from then, and then again he brought the Salesforce back in Pakistan. Thank you, Shoaib Chaudhary, from bringing Salesforce back to Pakistan to us via Plum Logix. And thank you for coming over to Management House and doing this show of Coffee with CEO for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and it was a lovely talk with you. Thank you so much.